Day 226. Beggars can't be choosers. In this dialogue, Anna and Mark discuss choosing items at a community clothing swap. When Anna expresses disappointment over the limited selection, Mark uses the phrase, beggars can't be choosers, to convey that one must sometimes accept less than ideal options. Anna asks about the meaning of the phrase, which Mark explains. This interaction demonstrates how idioms can succinctly communicate practical wisdom in everyday situations. Here comes the dialogue.
Mark, there's not much left in my size, but I found this blue sweater. What do you think?
It looks a bit worn, but still in decent shape. You could give it a try.
I was hoping for something a bit newer. There's not much choice, though.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, right?
What do you mean by beggars can't be choosers?
It means when options are limited, you can't be too picky about what you get. You have to make the best of what's available.
That makes sense. I guess this sweater isn't too bad after all.
Exactly. And sometimes, a little wear can add character.
True, I'll take it. Thanks for the perspective, Mark.
No problem. It's all about finding something useful.
Right, let's see what else we can find here.
Day 227. Act up. In this dialogue, Jane and Kevin are babysitting when one of the children starts to misbehave. Kevin uses the expression, act up, to describe the child's behavior, and Jane asks for clarification on the term. Kevin explains that it refers to misbehaving, providing Jane with new vocabulary for dealing with childcare situations. This conversation showcases the practical application of idioms in everyday communication. Here comes the dialogue.
Kevin, how's it going in there? Are the kids settling down?
Not really. The little one started to act up as soon as his mom left.
Act up. What does that mean?
It means he's misbehaving or causing trouble. He's been quite a handful.
Ah, got it. Do you need any help?
I think I've got it under control now. He just needed some attention and a story read to him.
Good strategy. It's tough when they start acting up and you have to calm them down alone.
Yeah, it can be challenging, but it's part of babysitting.
True. Let me know if you need me to take over for a bit.
Will do. Thanks, Jane. Day 228. You are being chatty. In this dialogue, Julie and Mike are discussing local events on a bus ride, during which Mike is very talkative. Julie uses the expression, you're being chatty, to comment on Mike's unusual talkativeness. Mike asks for the meaning, and Julie explains that it describes his lively conversation style. This interaction helps illustrate how colloquial expressions can enhance everyday English dialogue. Here comes the dialogue. Julie, did you hear about the new art exhibit downtown?
No, I haven't. Tell me more about it.
Well, it features modern sculptures and some interactive installations. It sounds pretty exciting.
That does sound interesting. And what else is going on downtown?
There's also a food festival next weekend. They'll have dishes from all over the world.
Wow, you know a lot about the local events. You're being chatty today, aren't you?
You're being chatty. What does that mean?
It means you're talking a lot more than usual, but in a good way. It's nice to hear all this interesting news.
Oh, I see. I guess I am in a talkative mood today. I just read about all these events this morning.
Keep it coming then. I love finding out about what's happening around town.
Sure thing. Did I mention the live music night at the park? Day 229. Don't whine about the weather. In this dialogue, Jane and Kevin discuss the possibility of rain during their hike. Kevin uses the expression, don't whine about the weather, to encourage Jane to stay positive despite the conditions. Jane asks for clarification, and Kevin explains that it means not to complain about things one can't change, like the weather. This exchange highlights the importance of maintaining a good attitude in less than ideal circumstances. Here comes the dialogue.
Look at those clouds, Kevin. I hope it doesn't start raining on our hike.
It might get a little wet, but don't whine about the weather.
Don't whine about the weather. What does that mean?
It means don't complain about the weather conditions. We should try to enjoy the hike regardless of a little rain.
I see. I guess you're right. Complaining won't change the weather.
Exactly. We have our raincoats, and the views will be worth it.
You're always so optimistic. I'll try to adopt that mindset.
That's the spirit. A little rain can actually make the hike more adventurous.
True, the rain might bring out different wildlife and fresh smells.
And it's great for photos too. The colors are much richer when it's wet.
All right, I'm convinced. Let's enjoy this hike, rain or shine.
Day 230. Have got to do with South. In this dialogue, Mike and Julie are discussing the inclusion of a bake sale at a music festival. Mike uses the phrase, "What does selling cakes have got to do with a music festival?" to question its relevance, prompting Julie to explain how it fits into the overall community theme. This conversation illustrates the use of the expression to inquire about the connection or relevance of two seemingly unrelated things. Here comes the dialogue. Julie, why are we including a bake sale at our music festival?
It's a fundraiser for the community center. Plus, who doesn't love homemade cookies at a concert?
True. But what does selling cakes have got to do with a music festival?
What do you mean by have got to do with?
I mean, how is it related or relevant to the event?
Well, it's about creating a community atmosphere. Everything we're planning, including the bake sale, helps fund and promote local projects.
Ah, that makes sense now. I see how it fits together with the music and the community theme.
Exactly. And it's a great way for more people to get involved.
Okay. I'm on board with the idea now. Let's see how we can best organize it.
Perfect. I think it'll add a nice touch to the festivities.